What is up? It's whatever here with APA Season 3 Draft Analysis. Now, the thing is I didn't draft this team. I took over. Um, Return of the Mack, by the way. And it's it's pretty good. I really like it. I didn't make any transactions because I really liked it. But I didn't draft this at all. I'm a replacement, but I'm replacing week 1. So it's like basically like I never left. Third time's the charm, you know what I'm saying? I do want to go over a few things though because there's a few rules that like kind of affect how the tiering and everything was. Is it is a post-home league, so all hidden abilities are allowed. So like unless it's banned, like there's no Libero Cinderace because that's disgusting. Um, but it's post-home, all hidden abilities, all moves, like Rotom gets defog again, all that stuff. That's good. We are playing on a land timer, chess, like 10-minute chess timer, so it is going to be able to have not a 6-5 game, which is going to be way better. And also, Gigantamax is allowed. They drafted Gigantamax captains instead of Megas. The only thing is, you cannot hold an item other than a Pokeball, so you still get the full knockoff damage, at least on the first one. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna pretty much show you guys the team, and I'm just gonna go over like why I think it's good and why all that stuff. But first off, we have Morpeko here, which is the GOAT. Surprised that it didn't get drafted. Really is the best Pokemon ever. But let's get into it. So the first thing that Alex Cool Rocket drafted was Gigantamax Melmetal. Now this is gonna be my Gigantamax mod, and it's disgusting. Like I only put like one move on each of these Pokemon, but it's just power up the punching moves with Iron Fist. Double Iron Bash is a punching move. Not only do you get like a Melmetal just in general, because with like basically no item because it's the Pokeball, but not only do you get that, but you can Gigantamax it, double its HP, and you can use the Gigantamax. I think it's Torment. Yeah, you can't use the same move twice, I believe, if against it. So like, say you only have one super effective move to hit this thing, and I hit you, like you hit me first, and then I hit you obviously with my Gigantamax move, and then boom, you can't use that move against me. So I get pretty much a free attack, and it's just busted. I just think I don't think this should have been allowed just because of the fact that you get a regular Melmetal, like just with no item. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Like it's just so good. Like I've used Melmetal before and like banded like can destroy, but like even without band, like you don't need investment for this thing to just two hit KO things with double Iron Bash. It's just crazy disgusting. So yeah, so I'm not actually sure about the order of this thing. I just kind of did it based off of the order in the doc. But then we got oh yeah, this is also named Blin Blin after Blin Man, just because he was the first person to be like, hey, use Melmetal. It's disgusting. So I named it after him. Next we got DeFrench after my boy Diet Tight. And Terrakion. And Terrakion is pretty good. Like I like it. It's got really good stabs in the Stone Edge, like and close combat. Those are the only two moves you really need. Basically, it's gonna be there to be fast. It's there to hit hard. Like I've even seen Jay use like kind of like almost bulky substitute sets, which are really good actually. Like I was surprised how good they were. But this thing is basically there to kind of just punch holes as well. And I don't really know if Alex was kind of trying to do this, but the main thing that stops, you know, sorry, steel attacks are like fire, steel, and electric. And Terrakion deals with two of those. And like I don't think there's any electric in the game right now that can really like take on Terrakion because if you're taking the close combats, you're not taking the Stone Edge. Like there's sure you have like Rotom Fan that's gonna take the close combat, but you're not gonna take the Stone Edge. Like it's really good coverage because it just covers everything that Melmetal doesn't want to like do because it just wants to click double Iron Batch. That's all it wants to do, always. But yeah, so it's also a really good setup sweeper. It's got like Rock Polish, Swords Dance. It's just such a good mon, and it's base 108 speed. So it's going to be our first Pokemon and our only Pokemon. Oh, wait, no, our first Pokemon over base 100 speed, which is usually a good benchmark to hit. Um, and it does have the uh, ability justified, just so it can get a boost off of maybe a knockoff that are trying to go for one of our lower tier mons, so maybe it's like in a Violet or something. And we can just switch it in, get that +1 boost on a already like base, I think it's like base 130 attack. It's just disgustingly hard. And it's really good. So I really liked that pick, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Then we got Perish, the Haxorus, which is always going to be shiny because that is probably one of the coolest shinies in the world. Um, Haxorus is amazing. I love Haxorus so much. It's just so cool looking. It's got pretty much two abilities, Mold Breaker and Unnerve. Uh, Both are like pretty good. Mold Breakers can like hit, levitating mons with Earthquake and all that. Unnerve helps with anyone trying to, maybe do a resist barrier or anything. But this thing is really strong. Base oh god, it's like 147 if I remember correctly. It's like weirdly not 150. Base attack, and it's gonna hit hard. It does have base 97 speed, which is gonna be, you know, most people think that it's like, oh, it's not that good to have base 97 speed, but I think it's actually decent because it forces your opponents to bring max speed on their base 100s. Because then they're going to want to outspeed this thing, and they're going to want to run max speed on that, and that allows for your higher speed Pokemon to you know kind of do a little bit more work because they're not going to be running like a plus defense nature or anything like that. But so I really like that. This generation it did get first impression close combat. I think those are the two main ones if I'm not mistaken. But like it just it's good. It's got Dragon Dance, so I can throw a berry on it, Dragon Dance up. What do you got for a +1/+1 Haxorus? There's not much because it's so strong. Like our first three Pokemon are literally just huge physical attackers, and they are going to destroy like every single physical wall like for each other. Because what stops a Haxorus? You know, let's say from spamming its Dragon Stab that it wants, and that's going to be Steels and Fairies. What deals with Steels? Oh, our Terrakion. What deals with Fairies? Oh, our Melmetal. Like it's really good offensive synergy that they like really are like pushing for each other. I just realized this that like any like electric types and levitate mons, both these Pokemon or technically all three get you know earthquake. So and Haxorus can hit like the Rotom Heats with the earthquakes and Mold Breaker and all that. So that's really good. I really like Haxorus. It's just such a cool mon. Um, and yeah, so next we are going to go over to Rillaboom. I really love Rillaboom's design. Grookey Gang, first off. But we are allowing Grassy Surge, so it's going to be like a setter almost for the grassy terrain, which is going to help with Melmetal's weakness to it. So, earthquakes aren't really going to be coming out as strong. There is still high horsepower, which is like, it's good for you when you use it, but if your opponent uses it, you're like, ah, darn, there goes the Grassy Surge, like, boost pretty much. But, back to Rillaboom, it's pretty decent. They put it in tier 2, I think, just because it is the Grassy Surge variant. So, it's like base 100 HP. It's like semi-decently bulky. and it's got like base 125 attack. So again, another physical attacker, but like we have another form of setup in like bulk up. I think that's the only thing it gets. Maybe work up probably. I don't know. But like bulk up, it could be kind of a nuisance with leech seed. Get all the recovery back. But it's like a pretty decent scarfer as well, as it's in base 85 speed. So this thing can do a lot of work with its like natural attack and all that. So that's going to be like pretty beneficial to the team because I feel like if we can get recovery and like say let's get a leech seed and grassy surge up, and we can go into one of our setup sweepers and just pretty much click a button and then get past the point of a 2-hit KO after the recovery, and then just go from there. Like it's pretty decent. So and like honestly, I just like every mon in this team. Like design wise, I like every mon. But yeah, this is gonna be OK Boomer, just because Panther 2, old Boomer man. And then we got the return of the Spooter, boys. It's the return of the Mack. You already know. You already know about Galvantula. I love this boy. He's a nice little spooter. Sets up sticky webs. That's it. Oh, you thought that was it? Just kidding. No. Life Orb, special attacker. He's got Compound Eyes, so he's going to be able to hit those thunders and all that just in your face, just because why not? But it is our other base 108 speed, which I didn't really like, but the fact that it has webs means you don't have to run Scarf with Rillaboom. You could run Swords Dance instead of Dragon Dance with Haxorus, and you don't even need to run Speed sometimes with Terrakion. And then imagine outspeeding some stuff with Melmetal to get, sorry, those flinches. Like, it's so good. Um, One thing that I did like about Galvantula is that it has the to like another part of the turn, like Volt Turn core, which would be disgusting to get into one of our hard hitters over here. But yeah, basically it's a bug electric type. It fills the role of being our like sticky web user, just because we like sticky webs. It can hit hard with energy ball, bug buzz, thunder. It's pretty good. I even ran sucker punch one time. I think sucker punch was probably like one of the funnest things I ever ran on this thing. But I love Spooter. He's my favorite. And then we got Panic at the Disco, aka our Gardevoir. Gardevoir I have used before. Um, I like it a lot. It's hits hard, especially. It's base 125 special attack. Um, I do know it is a wish passer, so it's one of our two wish passers on the team. Um, it has two good abilities in synchronize. Synchronize isn't really too good, but like trace. Trace is usually what I'm going to be running with this, just because you could do so many shenanigans with trace, and I feel like that'd be pretty fun. But it's a psychic fairy, so it's our fairy type. So it is going to be taking on those dragons. It hits hard with Moonblast, hits hard with Psychic, it Calm Mind up. It's got a few good like support options with like I know it can knock off. I think it's got Shadow Sneak, which actually lost me a league one time when someone ran Shadow Sneak Mega Gardevoir over Focus Blast because they didn't want to hit a Heatran or something. I don't know. Can't remember. But this thing can Will-O-Wisp, it could Toxic, it could, I think it can even Trick Room if we want to do that for our Melmetal. But yeah, it's Taunter, Memento, Healing Wish, Destiny Bond. It's a really good support mon, and I really like it. Um, yeah, so we just needed Fairy, so I think that's why he got that. Then we needed we needed some hazards because holy crap, you see two hazards on this entire team. So we got Piloswine. Ice type really helps with those dragons and stuff. Ice Shard priority, really good. It's gonna be running thick fat, I think like 90% of the time. Um, I don't even know why you'd run like Oblivious maybe for taunts, but even then, like, or is Oblivious even taunt? I don't even remember. Um, But it is, I think it's immune to Intimidate now, if it runs that. So if we run into any, if we don't need Thick Fat, we can run that for an Intimidate user, which is pretty cool. So it is our rocker. That's the main thing it's going to be there for. It is also our ground type. So it is going to be our kind of thick boy. That's why he's called thick. With like Earth Power. I'm sorry, Earthquake. Never running Earth Power. Actually, we might. But I know it can run screens, Stealth Rock, and like Toxic. Like that's pretty much what you run with a Piloswine. Is like some sort of support with basically always the rocks. You always run rocks with this thing. That's what it does. Really simple. It's just there to kind of chip down and give priority over some Pokemon. And yeah, so like it's super simple. And then we got our Jewel, our Vaporeon. What a god here. I love Vape God. Water Absorb is its ability, so we now have a Water Absorb Mon. Dracovic, suck my nuts. Um, and this thing is actually pretty strong, especially as well. I think it's got base 110 special attack. So like even if we wanted to not necessarily go defensive, we could go offensive with like Ice Beam and Hydro Pump. I think that's like its two main like it's stab and then it gets like ice coverage. Um, but yeah, so this thing is like pretty strong even without investment, but it's mainly here to be another wall. It's here to Wish Pass. It's here to Heal Bell. It's just here to support the team, and you know it's just a way to just kind of like keep everything alive because even with Grassy Surge and all that stuff, it's going to be hard to keep these guys healthy enough to be able to sweep. Mainly, I think the reason they drafted everything was to keep things alive so, with Rillaboom and Vaporeon, and to kind of like chip things down and then have one of their sweepers here just come in and clean up. But yeah, so Vaporeon's super simple, basically just a support mon. Then they picked up the Rotom Spook. So Rotom has Defog. It gets Nasty Plot, I think. Yeah, it gets Nasty Plot for sure. It does because the rest of the Rotoms get them. Um, it's pretty good. It's another Volt turn. Uh, so it gives me that momentum, which I do like a lot. It's all right. I'm not really a fan of Rotom Spooky Spook, but it's faster than its other Rotom forms. I think it like base 90, 90, yeah, 90, base 90. And it's gonna have a little bit faster of those volt switches and all that stuff. It's not too strong. It's like base 95 special attack, but with Nasty Plot, that's not really a problem. It does get some decent coverage with just like Dark. Um, I think it gets a fairy move too, because I remember seeing the Gigantamax one with like fairy or something like that. But it's it's gonna be there to support as well. It's gonna be there to what I'm gonna try to do is try to paralyze things, toxic things. Will-O-Wisp, it's a good trick Pokemon. Kind of switch around those items. Um, yeah, it gets Pain Split again. Yeah, it's just basically there for a defogger because we only have two defoggers. Hazards and hazard control were not really the priority, but it's fine. I really like this team, and I feel like it really fits me. Next, we got the boy. Mm, God, Heatmore? Did I really forget the Pokemon's name? Yeah, it's Heatmore. Yeah. So we got Heatmore here, and it's our fire type. It's gonna have Flash Fire, and I think like is it Clear Body or White Smoke? White Smoke. Yep. Prevents other Pokemon from lowering stats. I think it's basically Clear Body, but it doesn't affect webs. So like I'll still be affected by webs, which sucks. But like this thing it's weird. It's not bulky and it's not too strong. It's a tier five, and I think it's tier five. It's a low tier mon. It's not too good. It's a fire type. It's flash fire. I think that's the main reason why Alex got it. It does get some pretty good uh, moves though. I know it gets fire lash, which is drops the defense 100% of the time. Gets special and physical fire type moves, which is really good. It gets special and physical fighting type moves. Gets Giga Drain, knockoff. Um, it's just it's another support mon pretty much with all this stuff from like oh, my turn in classic draft. But yeah, it's just a support mon. It's there. It's got sucker punch, giving me another form of priority. And yeah, they're the toxic things, Will-O-Wisp things maybe. It's not coming. It's just not. Let's be honest here. If there's ever a game where I'm like, Melmetal or Heatmore, and I choose Heatmore, I want you to physically punch me in the face because, oh my God, will that be the day? But yeah, back onto our. Oh, I didn't go over the voltage just because I'm not too good on a Rotom nickname, so that kind of change. And Fuego, see Fuego, like fire, like a Heatmore. And then we got our stinky idiot, ugly stupid face, which is Skunk Tank. And Skunk Tank, I think, is actually probably there's like there's like three Pokemon in Tier Five that I think are like actually like good and deserve to be like higher tiered and stuff. And Skunk Tank is one of them because post home, this thing gets defog. It gets it gets Nasty Plot as well. It still has like its normal coverage. I know it does not get knockoff. I don't think. Which it kind of sucks, but like it is what it is because it's still got like fire coverage. It's got haze. I think it's got memento, and it does get sucker punch. I know that. It is another taunter. I think. Yeah, one, two. Does he more get taunt? I don't know. I got three taunters, which is pretty good. Trying to keep those hazards off of my side because I do not want to be kind of going into bringing Skunk Tank and Rotom every single week. So it's gonna be interesting. Definitely more of an offensive pressure for this whole team in general, and I think that it's gonna be kind of hard to outpace this team. Like this team is definitely going for a little bit of chip and then sweep, or just straight balls to the walls offense, and that's gonna be definitely what I'm gonna be trying to do with this team. So yeah, this is going to be going up. Like it's going to be late for the quote unquote draft analysis, but since it wasn't my draft and I'm a replacement, it's going to happen. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and peace out.